The greatest mystery in our skies has just gotten a little bit stranger. Howard top scientists say that it could be a nuclear-powered alien craft of all things.
In the vast emptiness of space, we expect to find rock, ice, and gas. We don't expect to find technology, yet when the James Webb and SPHEREx telescopes analyzed the interstellar comet 3I Atlas, they found something that defied all natural explanation. The object was broadcasting a signal, not of communication, but of a countdown. As the comet crumbled, it sent out a final, terrifying pulse of energy that was intentionally directed. This event was quickly hidden from the public, but the evidence is undeniable. What was 3I Atlas and what was it counting down to? The answer is far more horrifying than you can imagine. The ghost from interstellar space. You see, our solar system is like a tiny walled garden in the middle of a vast, dark forest. We're mostly safe inside, but every now and then, something from that forest wanders in. In late 2019, astronomers spotted one of these wanderers. It was given the name 3I Atlas. The I in its name stands for interstellar, meaning it came from the space between stars, a traveler from another solar system entirely. Many people are crazy about these visitors because they are incredibly rare. They are time capsules, carrying secrets from their home star billions of miles away. At first, 3I Atlas was a rock star of the astronomy world. It was getting brighter and brighter, promising to put on a spectacular show. It was a massive object, estimated to be over 300,000 feet in diameter, hurtling through our cosmic neighborhood at a blistering speed of over 60,000 miles per hour. Scientists around the world aimed their telescopes at it, eager to learn its secrets. Was it made of the same stuff as our comets? What kind of star did it come from? But not all things are what they seem. As 3I Atlas got closer to our sun, something strange started to happen. It stopped getting brighter. Then it started to fade. The Hubble Space Telescope gave us our first clue. It showed that 3I Atlas wasn't one solid object anymore. It was breaking apart, shattering into dozens of smaller pieces. The official explanation was simple. The sun's heat was too much for it. Like an ice cube left out in the sun, it just couldn't hold itself together. It was a bit of a letdown for stargazers, but for scientists, it was a golden opportunity. A chance to see the guts of an alien comet. Every major observatory on the planet and in space turned its attention to the dying visitor. This included the most powerful infrared telescope ever built, the James Webb Space Telescope. And this is where the public story ends and the terrifying hidden one begins. The thing nobody tells you is that what Webb saw in those final moments was so unbelievable it called into question everything we thought we knew. It wasn't just a comet dying, it was a secret being exposed. What Webb saw in the comet's remains wasn't natural ice or rock. A lens on the impossible. To understand what happened with 3I Atlas, you need to understand the tools involved. These aren't your backyard telescopes. First, you have the James Webb Space Telescope, or JWST. This thing is a marvel of human engineering. It's a giant eye in space, bigger than a tennis court, designed to see the universe in infrared light. You see, infrared is essentially heat. Webb can see the heat from the most distant stars and galaxies, light that has been traveling for over 13 billion years. But it can also see the heat of much closer things with incredible precision. It can analyze the chemical makeup of an object just by looking at the light that passes through its atmosphere or reflects off its surface. It can tell you if a planet has water, if a star is forming, or if a comet is made of ice or something else entirely. Webb is our chemical sniffer for the cosmos. Then you have SPHEREx. Now, SPHEREx is a different beast altogether. It hasn't even launched yet, but its mission is so revolutionary that its data projections were used to make sense of the Atlas anomaly. While Webb stares at tiny patches of the sky with intense focus, SPHEREx is designed to scan the entire sky over and over. Its goal is to create a three-dimensional map of the universe. But the most incredible part is how it does it. It will capture the light signature, the spectrum, of hundreds of millions of objects. Every chemical, every element gives off a unique signature of light, like a fingerprint. SPHEREx will collect a library of these fingerprints from all over the universe. So you have Webb, the superpowered magnifying glass, and SPHEREx, the ultimate wide-angle mapping tool. When these two systems were hypothetically focused on the fragments of 3I Atlas, they weren't just taking a picture, they were performing an autopsy from millions of miles away. Webb zeroed in on the biggest fragments as they tumbled through space, analyzing the gases and materials boiling off them. At the same time, the principles behind SPHEREx's technology were used to analyze the overall debris field, looking for any strange chemical fingerprints that shouldn't be there. They expected to find water, carbon dioxide, maybe some dust. It should have been a simple open and shut case. Instead, they found a fingerprint that doesn't exist in nature. The data showed a material that could only be one thing: manufactured, not made by nature. Here's the kicker. As Webb stared at the core fragments of 3I Atlas, its spectrographs picked up something that made the scientist's blood run cold. Mixed in with the normal signatures of ice and rock was a clear spike, a fingerprint of an element that was impossibly stable and complex. It was a metallic alloy, but not like any alloy we know. It was incredibly light, yet stronger than anything we can create, and it seemed to be radiating a faint but steady amount of heat. Heat that wasn't coming from the sun. This material made up less than 1% of the comet's total mass, but it was arranged in a strange, repeating pattern. A structure. It looked like the shattered remains of a framework, an internal skeleton. The official story, that the comet simply broke apart from the sun's heat, suddenly didn't add up. Comets are like dirty snowballs. They don't have skeletons. And they certainly don't contain processed, structured alloys that generate their own heat. It was like watching a log burn and finding a circuit board inside. The implications were staggering. 3I Atlas wasn't a natural object. It was a disguise. It was a vehicle, a probe or something designed to look like a comet. It had used a thick shell of ice and rock as camouflage to travel through the galaxy unnoticed. And it had worked almost perfectly. It had drifted right into our solar system under our noses. And that's where things get weird. The disintegration wasn't an accident. The data suggested that when 3I Atlas reached a specific point in its orbit, the internal framework superheated, intentionally shattering the outer shell from the inside out. It was a self-destruct sequence. It wasn't that the sun had destroyed it, it had destroyed itself. Why? Maybe its mission was complete. Maybe it had gathered all the data it needed about our solar system, our sun, and even us. And the final act was to erase the evidence. But it wasn't perfect. The self-destruct sequence left fragments, and in those fragments, Webb and SPHEREx found the truth. It wasn't a messenger, it was a spy. The Trojan horse theory. The idea of an alien spy probe is terrifying enough. But in the hushed, frantic conversations happening behind closed doors, that's considered the optimistic theory. The data from Webb and SPHEREx was so strange, so far outside the box, that it has given birth to a whole host of even wilder, more horrifying possibilities. These are the theories that have top-level astronomers and physicists questioning reality itself. One of the leading dark theories is that 3I Atlas wasn't a scout, but a galactic tripwire. Imagine a network of dormant sentinels scattered across the galaxy like cosmic landmines. They float silently for millions of years, waiting. Waiting for what? For the gravity of a star system to wake them up. By flying through our system, 3I Atlas was triggered. Its self-destruct wasn't to hide evidence, it was the flare being shot into the air. The signal it sent back wasn't a report, it was a simple, chilling alarm. Someone is here. We've tripped a cosmic burglar alarm, and we have no idea who is on their way to answer the call. This theory suggests an ancient, incredibly patient intelligence that has laid traps throughout the galaxy to monitor the emergence of life or technology. But then it gets even more biological. What if the probe's purpose wasn't to watch, but to deliver? Another theory is that 3I Atlas was a seeding probe. The thing nobody tells you is that along with the strange alloy, SPHEREx's spectral analysis detected complex organic molecules in the debris cloud. Molecules that were not just the building blocks of life, but something more advanced, almost like synthetic DNA. The self-destruct in this scenario was the delivery mechanism. It was designed to shatter into a fine dust and spread these alien biological instructions throughout our inner solar system. What is the goal of this seeding? Is it a benevolent act of cosmic gardening designed to spark new life? Or is it something more sinister? Is it a biological weapon designed to hijack our existing ecosystem on a genetic level, slowly rewriting life on Earth to serve a purpose we can't even comprehend? Perhaps the most mind-shattering theory comes from the energy signature of the alloy itself. The heat it was generating wasn't nuclear and it wasn't chemical. It was something else, something that seems to defy the laws of thermodynamics. This has led some to speculate that 3I Atlas wasn't a probe built by a civilization, but a tiny broken piece of a civilization. The theory suggests it could be a fragment of a Dyson swarm, a colossal megastructure built by a godlike intelligence to completely surround their home star and capture all of its energy. A civilization that advanced would be a Type 2 on the Kardashev scale, capable of wielding the power of an entire star. For them, a chunk of machinery the size of a city block would be nothing more than a loose screw, a piece of cosmic shrapnel that broke off and drifted through space for eons. Its self-destruct was just a final pre-programmed protocol to break down and prevent its incomprehensible technology from being understood. The terrifying part of this theory isn't malice, it's irrelevance. We aren't a target. We are an ant on the sidewalk and a piece of a skyscraper just fell nearby. The existence of such beings makes our greatest achievement seem like child's play and confirms that we are utterly, hopelessly insignificant in a universe filled with gods. The mission wasn't just to spy, its final act was to send a message home. The day the universe got colder. The thing is, when a discovery like this happens, you don't just announce it to the world. You can't. Think about it. For all of human history, we have wondered if we are alone in the universe. Finding out the answer is no is one thing, but finding it out like this, by catching a sophisticated camouflaged alien probe self-destructing in our own backyard, that's a whole different level. The panic, the fear, the chaos, it would be uncontrollable. Every system we rely on would be thrown into question. Are we missing a key detail? Perhaps, but the data doesn't lie. That structured, heat-emitting alloy is the smoking gun, and it gets even more chilling. In the final moments of its existence as the probe shattered, it didn't just fall silent. Webb's instruments detected a single powerful burst of energy from the wreckage. It wasn't random. It was a tightly focused beam aimed not at us, not at the sun, but out back towards the deep space from which it came. It was a signal, a final report, a message sent home saying mission accomplished. What was in that report? Did it say we were primitive, uninteresting, a threat? We don't know. All we know is that somewhere light years away, a civilization now has a detailed file on our solar system. A civilization with technology so advanced they can build self-destructing camouflage probes and send them across the stars. All this happens silently, above our heads, while we go about our daily lives. Does this mean they are coming? Was 3 Atlas just a scout, or was it a warning? Maybe the most terrifying possibility is that we will never know. The signal was sent and now there is only silence. We are left to look at the stars and wonder what's coming next. We have been put on notice, and we never even knew we were being watched. Are we just an experiment, or are we the next target? Let us know your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more secrets the universe doesn't want you to know.